Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes, 'twas his intent to take down king and parliament. 30 barrels of powder below to prove old England's overthrow. By God's providence he was catched with a dark lantern and a burning match. Holla boys, let the bells ring. Holla boys, God save the king. I'll tell ye of the Battle of Hastings that happened in days long gone by, when Duke William was the King of England, and Harold got shot in the eye. 'Twas like this one day in October. The Duke, who were always a tough, had no battles on at the moment, so he'd given his lads the day off. They'd taken their boats out to go fishing, when one whispered in Conqueror's ear, "Let's put wind up Saxons." Bill said, "That's a jolly good idea." Then turning around to his cohorts, he lifted his big Norman voice, shouting, "Hands up, who's coming to England?" They knew they had no choice. They set off round about tea time. The sea was very calm and still. At 10:15 in the next morning, they arrived at a place called Bexhill. King Harold rode up as they landed, his face full of venom and hate, and said, "You've come for to Greta. You've come here 6 weeks too late." This William rose, cool but haughty, and said, "Now let's have none of your cheek. You best have your throne reupholstered, 'cause I want to use it next week." When Howard heard this defiance, with rage he turned purple and blue. He shouted some rude words in Saxon, to which William replied, "And you too." Drew a beautiful day for a battle, and no one set off with a will. And when both sides were assembled, they tossed for the top of the hill. King Howard won the advantage. On the top of the hill he stand, with his knaves and his cads all around him, on his horse with his orc on his hand. The Normans had now in their favour. The chance of victory seemed small, for the slope of the field was against them, and the wind in the faces and all. The kick-off was sharp at 2:30. As soon as the whistle had went, both sides started slamming each other, till the swinehards could hear them in Kent. The Saxons, the best line of forwards, were armed with buckler and sword, but the Normans had naught in their favour. So at half-time, neither had scored. The Duke called his cohorts together and said, "Let's pretend that we're beat. Let's get the Saxons down on level and cut off their means of retreat." So they ran, and the Saxons ran after, just exactly as William had planned, leaving Howard alone on the top of the hill, on his horse with his orc on his hand. The Conqueror saw what had happened. A bow and arrow he drew. He went straight up to Howard and shot him. He was offside, but what could they do? The Normans turned round in a fury and gave back both parry and thrust, till the battle were over, but shouting you couldn't see Saxons for dust. When the battle was over, they found Harold so stately and grand, sitting there with his eye full of arrow, on his horse with his orc on his hand. Well, those are the fastest poems I've ever read. I'm sweating like a pig, except pigs don't sweat, they roll around in mud. So I'm as dry as a bone, or as dry as wearing a wetsuit and going into the channel. Another thing I want to do before my life is over: swim across the channel. That'd be really good. Anyway, I'm not here to discuss philosophy, I'm just here to read literature. So, goodbye everybody! I really am sad. Join me next week when I'll be finding some more historical, amusing poems to share with you. The Battle of Hastings is kind of legendary in the sense that it happened in 1066, which is near enough roughly 1,000 years ago. and they still have literature about it. 1,000 years, 100 decades, 10 centuries. I can't wait until well, hopefully it will happen that I am alive enough to celebrate the 1,000 years since the Battle of Hastings. That would be an amazing achievement, just to be alive to see that. It's bloody good. That's bloody as in, you know, violent. So, violently good. Yeah. Goodbye, and thank you for watching. I hope you rated this video as high as you wanted. If that's 1 star, fine. If it's 5 stars, fine. I just hope for 1 star. Wait, I mean 5.